Hello. All right. So, all us Van Halen fans have seen Roth's new video where he's going after Wolfgang, setting the record straight, from his point of view, on something about lawyers and why Dave and Alex don't want the band's 2012 final album, A Different Kind of Truth, available on streaming. Something about negotiating a contract, blah blah. I don't really understand like legal crap when it comes to rock and roll. Anyway, I really wanted to zero in on Roth's comment in his video where he compares the final Van Halen album to the last couple of Muhammad Ali fights. Now, I don't know shit about Muhammad Ali, but Roth says Ali's final fights are not fun to remember. So I don't know if he lost those fights or what. I've always been into dodgeball, kick the can, other sports. But Roth goes on to say Wolfie's last album with Van Halen, which I'm pretty sure is his only record with Van Halen, is not fun to remember. Now, it's unclear if Roth is speaking about like his subjective experience making the record or if he thinks the record sucks. Personally, I hadn't heard the record since it came out, and I wanted to go through it again for this video after hearing Roth's remarks, especially after doing a recent video on how shitty Motley Crue Saints of Los Angeles is. I wanted to revisit what I remember to be a very solid comeback album, and I have to say, after re-listening to it, it's all pretty solid, competent, hard rock shit like I remember. From what I understand, like instead of coming up with new shitty songs that sound like what they think Van Halen fans would like to hear, they actually went back into the vault and like took ideas from shit they wrote in the '70s, early '80s. So, I mean, that's cool. So like as a result, it doesn't have that like forced retro, but still too modern sound that Black Sabbath 13 has. So you don't really have that like uncanny valley effect. The music feels a bit more honest and less forced. Um, Van Halen actually managed to sound like pretty modern on this record, but without veering into that mainstream douche rock territory the way Motley Crue does on Saints of Los Angeles. I mean, they just sound like all the radio shit that was coming out at that time. One complaint I have with the way it was recorded, there are parts in all these songs where like you're kind of expecting to hear Michael Anthony doing like these harmonies with Roth, but since Michael Anthony ain't there, sounds like they added like some weird effect to like Roth's vocals for those harmony parts, certain choruses. So that little bit of modernity can almost take you out of the zone a bit. But I mean that's a pretty minor complaint. Overall, I mean I think this is a pretty fitting send off for the band. So it's cool to see that it still holds up. Like hell, over a decade since I last listened to it. Now I'm not like a blind Roth ass kisser or anything. I mean, there's stuff I'm not into on Diver Down and 1984. So like, I'm not one of those people like, oh, everything Dave does is gold. I just think the songwriting's pretty damn good here, man. As far as comeback albums go, I'd probably rank this over Sabbath 13. Definitely better than Saints of Los Angeles. Although I might not say it's as good as Steely Dan 2 Against Nature. Uh, I also like it more than Kiss Sonic Boom, whatever that's worth to you. So anyway, leave a comment, share your thoughts on Roth's latest video, share your thoughts on A Different Kind of Truth, and don't forget to subscribe.